Let's discuss data types and variables in Scala language. What we'll do is let's start with a class. Okay, let's start with an object. Say data types. Let's have our main function args of string returns unit. Let's start with say an integer. Okay, let's declare an integer. I'm going to say var int equals 10. Let's have a boolean. Let's say b1 boolean equals true, and let's have a double equals, let's say, 12.34. Now, one of the things that you notice here in Scala is you declare a variable using the var keyword and specify the data type after a colon. And the data types like int, boolean, double, unlike Java, they begin with uppercase here. If you want to print this, you can just say println I. So here is the difference. All data, there's no concept of primitive data types in Scala. Everything is object. So int, boolean, double, they're objects. So what is the advantage here? You can access or invoke the methods like say toString. Here you don't have to really convert it to a wrapper class, use a wrapper class, or use boxing like what we have in Java. So when you run this, let's say Scala data types dot Scala, and you get 10. But let's try something here. I'm going to say println I dot get class. Let's see what the output is. You get lowercase int. That's pretty interesting. Let me try to print d dot get class. I'll just say double. So what I think is happening is it's basically treated as an object, okay, and it automatically tries to box it and auto box it internally. Okay, so when you say get class, okay, it prints a lowercase int, okay, lowercase double, though actually it's an object. Okay, that's why you're able to access methods like toString and get class and things like that. If you want to declare a string, you can just say string hello Scala. And if you want to declare a multi-line string, you always have that option. Say, I want to say this, and here I can say hello. So, how do you do? Now this is a multi-line string in Scala. So what you have been doing is using this var keyword and defining variables by specifying the type. Okay, so you can make it even a little bit easier. So what you can do is you can say var j equals 20, var b2 equals false, and when you try to print say b2 dot get class, let's see what you get. You get boolean. So the type is optional in Scala. So Scala provides this feature called type inference. So based on the value that is assigned, okay, it's automatically the type is inferred, okay, during compile time. And let's move to the next one. Okay, next keyword for defining variables, that is your val keyword. A val keyword is like defining a constant in Scala. Once you assign a value, you cannot change a value. So you can say val, say x equal to 10. The next line, if you try to change it, say x plus 2, it wouldn't allow that. Okay, so when you run this, I say reassignment to val. So you can declare variables in Scala using the val keyword and the var keyword. If you use var keyword, you can change the values. Okay, if you use a val keyword, it's like defining a constant. Once a value is assigned, you cannot change it. And when you want to be writing concurrent code, okay, you don't want to be using this var keyword. So these are the basic things with variables and data types in Scala. Thank you.